I'm standing here today in the grounds of the ruins of Fountains Abbey, which is part of the Fountains Abbey and Studley Royal World Heritage Site. The site's located in North Yorkshire, just a couple of miles west of Ripon. It sits on the side of the River Skell. So in addition to the ruins of Fountains Abbey, this site is also inscribed for the Studley Royal Gardens. Now the gardens are really special for the way that they embrace the natural landscape of the Skell Valley. So they're inspired by the steep valley sides, the big rock outcrops, all of that in the 18th century became part of the design of the garden, and that's part of what makes this site so special. So one of the major threats to this UNESCO World Heritage Site is from flooding and siltation. So we have regular flood events on the site from the River Skell, which cause a huge amount of damage to the Abbey ruins. Now, we are seeing this situation getting worse, getting more severe and more frequent as a result of climate change. We're seeing the impacts that climate change is having on not only the heritage of the World Heritage Site, but also the nature and ecology of the river, but also the people that live, work and sort of visit the World Heritage Site in the Skell Valley. So as the National Trust, we'd been dealing with this issue of flooding and siltation ourselves on site, and we just realised this approach was not sustainable in the long term. So as part of the management plan, we brought together our partners to look at how we could work together collaboratively to address this big threat to the World Heritage Site.
The Skell Valley Partnership was successful in securing funding from the National Lottery Heritage Fund late in 2020. The Skell Valley project is a partnership of 16 different organisations. The partnership's co-led by National Trust and Nidderdale Area of Outstanding Natural Beauty. Altogether, there were 15 projects which make up the whole Skell Valley programme to help to protect and secure the future of the Skell Valley.
At the centre of the project is work on natural flood management, which is a way of trying to reduce the risk of flooding downstream by putting in place things like new tree planting, fencing off river courses and creating different ways to slow the water flowing across the land and reduce the amount of soil or sediment that runs off. We've got a really good long-standing relationships with many of the landowners and farmers in the area, and that's key to making this project work, because it's actually the landowners and the farmers on the ground who are going to make the difference, and it's working with them that will make this project succeed.
The site is quite a large area of land. It's got a lot of ecological battles to fight in terms of invasive species, in terms of erosion from the river when the flooding, and quite intensive human use of the site. So one of the challenges for the Friends of Helwath, and therefore for the Skell Valley project supporting us, is how you best make use of the site so the public can access it, but you protect it, you look after it, and then you use that public engagement to try and address some of those issues.
So the Skell Valley project for us is all about making it as easy as possible for people to get involved in volunteering and to support their community. It's looking at how to grow volunteering in and around the city so that there's a whole range of opportunities on offer, lots of different skills can be tapped into, and all the organisations benefit from being part of the Skell Valley project. We need to look at the pipeline of volunteers and make sure that all these wonderful charities are sustainable for the longer term.
What the Skell Valley project means to me personally is my role as General Manager of a World Heritage Site. This is a treasure for all humanity, and the measure of what I do in some small way is pass that on to future generations. But what this allows us to do is to look beyond our boundaries to the immediate community and look at the sustainability of the site forever, for everyone, but also globally, and how we can share best practice from what we learn to help our colleagues in other World Heritage Sites conserve their sites, but also help them get closer to their community.